Hello and welcome to Nationwide on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. I am Habiba Oladipo. And we begin with the National Assembly, where the Senate has confirmed the nomination of chairman and members of the governing board of the Northeast Development Commission. The confirmation followed approval of the recommendations of the Senate Committee on Special Duties, which screened the nominees. The board has Major General Tafa Paul as chairman, while Mohammed Goni Al-Khali is to serve as the managing director and chief executive officer. Senators, however, commended the committee for the efficient job and called on authorities to ensure immediate takeoff of the commission, while the Senate has approved the 2019-2021 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper, which recommends oil production of 2.3 million barrels per day, oil price of $60 per day per barrel, and an exchange rate of 305 naira to $1 for the 2019 fiscal year. Legislative procedure modification of 2 international maritime laws to further improve the sector has commenced at the House of Representatives on resumption of plenary Tuesday. The House passed its second reading a bill for an act to provide for the suppression of piracy and other maritime offences. The bill seeks to give effect to the provision of the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea and Convention for the Suppression of Unlawful Acts Against the Safety of Maritime Navigation, both of which Nigeria is a signatory to. The bill was referred to the Committee for the Whole for the further legislative action. Details in our subsequent bulletin. Nigeria's cultural center has been described as a national investment that serves revenues to promote Nigeria's tourism sector. This is the position of the Minister of Information and Culture, has defended the 2019 budget estimate for the culture sector of the ministry before the Senate Committee for Culture and Tourism. This committee applauded the federal government for the 100% releases on personnel, but called for more attention to be given to the capital project for positive impact on the economy. The Nigerian Army University Bill has a budget proposal of 12.5989 billion naira for the 2019 fiscal year. Defending the budget estimate for the House Committee on Army, the acting Vice Chancellor of the university, David Malagui, says the university is getting annual appropriation for the first time in 2019, having been established last year. National Assembly correspondent Kenneth Nanim reports.
The Nigerian Army University was established as a specialized institution with courses tailored towards tackling issues relating to terrorism, internal security threats, intelligence gathering, as well as to promote military-civil relations. However, the institution is being challenged by infrastructural deficit and needs its capital budget of 10.511 billion naira approved for optimal operation.
Our Senate building is going to cost 3.5 billion. Our main library is going to cost 1.5 billion. Our 2 faculty buildings at 1.2 billion. If this house so wish, they should help us add more to us so that those aspects that we need to kickstart this university to a well-grounded position will be a success.
The members demanded more explanations on areas of speciality for the university, reasons for not being able to access the take-off grant of 2 billion naira from debt fund as approved by the Federal Executive Council, as well as the processes of recruitment, especially the academic staff.
I said, is this just another conventional university? You said, no, it's a specialist university. Then I'm hearing other faculties and all that. Do you actually need them in a specialist institution?
We have Center for Counterterrorism Studies, which is not existing in any other university. We have some courses which we call cyber warfare and cyber security, which we use internet to fight. And we teach our both students, both the civilian and the military, with drones.
The Army University also projected internally generated revenue of 180 million naira from school fees of an approximately 4,000 students. From the National Assembly, Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
And away from the National Assembly, the newly inaugurated Nigerian Army Training School in 3 Division Jos will enhance troop marksmanship during operations. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tuku Buratai, said this while on operational visit to formations in Bauchi and Jos. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa has the details.
With dynamism in emerging global security threats, the Army is stepping up training to ensure troops' combat efficiency in operations across the country. At the inauguration of the 3 Division Training School Jos, the Chief of Army Staff charged commanders to work closely with other security agencies to ensure safety of lives and property within their areas of responsibility.
Training is the bedrock of professionalism, and this school will provide a platform for us to continue to train and remain professional.
Behind you and about 5 kilometers is the location of the range, Maxwell Kobe small arm range. So it will be very easy for us to be able to, after training, we move to the range and we engage and come back all within a training area.
In Bauchi, Lieutenant General Buratai inaugurated 13 blocks of 10 flats each. Warrant officers and sergeant mess in Shadawanka Barrack in the Territory Artillery Brigade. From Jos, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Katsina State Police Command has inaugurated the Inspector General of Police Special Squad, codenamed Operation Puff Ada, deployed to Katsina State to combat banditry and kidnapping, amongst others, in the 8 frontline local government areas of the state. Abdul Malik Hassan reports.
For quite some time, many in the 8 frontline local government areas of Katsina State engage their daily activities with the fear of being attacked by bandits or kidnappers. This led to the adoption of new security measures by the Nigerian police force, among which is the deployment of a special squad tagged Operation Puff Ada. During the inauguration and passing out parade of the squad, the Commissioner of Police Katsina State Command, Sanusi Buba, said the squad went through a specialized training that was facilitated by the International Peacekeeping Training Team from the force headquarters, Abuja, noting that they will camp in 3 strategic locations covering the 8 frontline local government areas of the state.
Members of the public to support and partner with the Nigerian Police Force. I also wish to warn all persons within the communities aiding bandits, either by way of information or provision of logistics like fuel and food items, to desist from such unwholesome practice.
Governor Aminu Bello Masari was represented by the Secretary to the Government of the state, Mustafa Inua.
Are very determined to assist all the security agencies in order to bring to an end this unfortunate development.
At the end of the ceremony, a simulation exercise was carried out on tactical shooting and other strategies to be deployed on the field. In Katsina, Abdul Malik Hassan, NTA News.
And still on security, Nigeria and Pakistan are consolidating on bilateral agreements on counterterrorism and sustaining economic ties. Doing Dia was at a roundtable between officials of both countries, where the 2 Commonwealth countries reviewed and planned how to work together for mutual benefits.
The Pakistan military is rated 13th most powerful on the global firepower and a key player in the global terrorism fight. As one of Asia's economic giants, Pakistan has maintained a cordial bilateral relationship with Nigeria, with estimated foreign earnings of about $56 million in 2010. In recent, a joint military collaboration between the 2 countries is forging a common front in the counter-terrorism and tactical operations, one of which is this roundtable meeting. The first round of the deliberations, held at the joint headquarters in Islamabad, Pakistan, recommended a training cooperation on IED, de-radicalization and peacekeeping, as well as a joint participation in the professional military competition, amongst others. The second Nigeria-Pakistan chief talk provided a platform for the two countries to discuss ways of intelligence gathering and sharing, that which will help them in their tactical operation in the fight against global terrorism.
It will be recalled that the Nigerian government made a decision under the present administration of President Muhammadu Buhari to enter into valuable relations with other nations with a view to better position herself as a formidable force in the African region.
Our current visit to Nigeria is in the same context that will surely further enhance this cooperation.
Other areas of cooperation are life extension program, tactical support to the Nigerian forces, and maintenance of air defense radar. The second Pakistan staff talk, upon completion, is expected to make recommendations for consideration by the Chief of Defense Staff before implementation by the Nigerian government in Abuja. Doing Dia, NTA News.
This is Nationwide on NTA. Time to take a break. We'll be back with more reports after this break.
Marketing of broadcast media products requires special skills which can only be acquired through training and experience. NTA TV College Jos is therefore organizing an intensive 3-week course on modern trends in broadcast media marketing. The course will equip participants with necessary skills to deal with contemporary marketing challenges and competition in the broadcast media. It is an essential course for marketers in the broadcast media to sharpen their skills and improve their capacities. Date 23rd April to 10th May 2019. Venue NTA Television College Refuge Jos. Course fee 100,000 naira per participant, accommodation inclusive. For more inquiries, please contact us on 0803 314-4383 or 0806 980 9807. NTA TV College Jos, training you to be the best you want to be.
Curbing electoral violence plus other related matters is the thrust this week on NTA Tuesday Live. The program every Tuesday at 10:30 p.m. promises to be incisive, informative and educative. Don't miss it.
These days, people get their news and information from more media sources than ever before. Some of the news and information given are fake, unverified, doctored, and manufactured to create confusion, stir disaffection, and cause disunity. Before you believe or share any news, ask yourself, is this real? Is it from a credible source? Is it verified or verifiable? Fake news is dangerous. Whether you do it for fun or for political gains, real people can get hurt. Fake news, don't create it, don't spread it.
This is a public service announcement from NTA. When you hear that sound, you know that Nigeria's most authentic newscast is about to begin. NTA Network News, breaking the news for over 40 years.
You're welcome back to Nationwide. The Ministry of Defense has expressed concern over the security challenges in the northwest, particularly in Zamfara, Sokoto and Katsina and Birnin-Gwari axis of Kaduna State. A statement by the Public Relations Officer to the Minister of Defense, Lieutenant Colonel Tukur Gusau, says, due to the recent prevailing security situation in these states, the ministry, through the Nigerian Army, is conducting exercise Harbin Kunama 4 simultaneously in concerned states to effectively flush out the activities of criminal elements there. The Nigerian Air Force has also intensified air strikes against the bandits in Zamfara through combined efforts, which has led to the killings of many bandits and rescue of many innocent persons, including renowned Islamic scholar Sheikh Ahmad Suleiman. The Ministry of Defense therefore wishes to warn any person or group of persons who choose to connive or sympathize with the bandits to perpetrate crime against citizens to retract their steps or face the full wrath of the law. It said the armed forces have been directed to deal decisively with any person identified helping the bandits under whatever guise, no matter how highly placed the person or persons may be. The ministry assures Nigerians that the armed forces of Nigeria, in conjunction with other security agencies, will continue to protect life and property. The Air Task Force Operation Lafia Dole has degraded an Islamic State of West Africa province terrorist hideout and neutralized some of their fighters at Tumbin Zarami in the northern part of Borno State. A statement by Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Commodore Ibukule Daramola, says this was accomplished through airstrikes conducted on 8 April 2019 as part of ongoing air campaign operation Azanchi Tafik, which is aimed at flushing out ISWAP elements from islands on the fringes of Lake Chad. The Air Task Force scrambled 2 aircraft Alpha jets attacked the location, recording successful strikes on the terrorist structures and neutralizing several of their fighters. As the country struggles to weed out terrorism, an ugly trend which is banditry and kidnapping seems to be resurfacing and posing a serious security challenge. Security experts on Good Morning Nigeria noted that factors such as inefficient intelligence gathering and inadequate funding as major bottlenecks to effective policing and delivering of security services. Daniel Adeniyi has more.
Banditry and kidnapping are on the increase in recent times, posing a major concern to both citizens and security agencies. However, challenges such as slow intelligence and hoarding of vital information by citizens have contributed to the scourge.
Security agents need information to work. If it's your brother or somebody from your ethnic that is a criminal, I think it's better for your own safety and for the safety of the nation to know that as a Nigerian, as a citizen, we all have a duties to provide information for security agents to work.
Similarly, security expert Mike Ejiofor called for improved means of intelligence gathering and synergy between all levels of security agencies, which will aid in better policing and strengthen security situation.
I saw yesterday, I think results have started coming where the Air Force claimed they bombarded some of the locations. And this is a result of intelligence and synergy between the agencies. And I think, like the AIG said too, we need the support of the people. If we don't have the support of the people to volunteer information, there's no way this thing can work. And I think this is what is playing out now.
Former Assistant Inspector General of Police Tambari Yabo solicited whistleblower policy to be introduced into the security framework. This, he says, will spur the provision of vital information from the public that will aid security agencies with their duties.
I suggest that we should also have something like whistleblowers or people who give correct information about these hoodlums and where they stay.
Government needs to sit up and check the activities of all these vigilante group and the so-called JTF that are operating within the axis of Kaduna, Katsina, and Zamfara states.
No matter the amount of intelligence you have, if you do not effect arrests and prosecute those that you arrest, then it's useless.
They called for a stronger input of technology, which they say will in no small measure improve security in the country. In Abuja, Daniel Adeniyi, NTA News.
In the meantime, President Muhammadu Buhari has condemned the recent violence in Kaduna State, which has led to the death of 20 members of Adara community. In a statement by the Senior Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, the President also condemned the resurgence of cultist killings in Rivers State and ordered for increased community and law enforcement action against its escalation. President Buhari appeals for peace and decries the ongoing culture of an eye for an eye that has fueled a number of attacks and reprisal attacks with the two communities at different times, suffering casualties in Kajuru and Kachia local government area in Kaduna State. The President made a special appeal to traditional and religious leaders to be cautious with their comments on conflicts, insisting that whatsoever words they share publicly should not be inflammatory, which should be inspired by an interest in peace. He condoled with those who lost their loved ones in the attack. It's time to pause from this end and link up with our Center of Excellence for more reports with Dotun on Nationwide.
Thank you, Habiba, and welcome to Lagos. Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amechi says the approval for the Ibadan to Kano phase of the rail line will be presented before the Federal Executive Council soon. The minister, who said this during the monthly inspection of the Lagos-Ibadan railway project, also gave the contractors an ultimatum to finish the laying of tracks by June.
A week ago, tracks had only been laid to kilometer 85. The minister then directed the contractors to get to kilometer 98 before his next visit. Consequently, tracks have been laid to kilometer 93. With this development, only 64 kilometers of tracks are left to be laid to complete the 157-kilometer Lagos-Ibadan rail line, to which the minister has given a June deadline.
We've given them a target that by the next meeting, by the next inspection, which is between the 8th and the 9th of May, they should get to kilometer between 121 and 130. Kilometer 121 and 130. And then we'll also discuss that by the next meeting we'll begin to look at stations, especially the small stations, and we'll begin to look at signaling and telecommunication. Because you could finish the track, like we've agreed that track will be finished between May and first week in June, and then there's no station and there's no signaling. Then you still have to go back to do that.
The minister was, however, not pleased with the spate of work on some sections. Like many others being designed, railway has the capacity to ease port and traffic congestion across the country.
There's too much congestion at the seaport. There's gridlock in Lagos. The moment we finish this rail before December, because after this now we'll have to face a Butemeta to Apapa. The moment you finish it, then nearly all the cargoes will be on the track. And once you put nearly all the cargoes on the track, you've resolved the gridlock and also resolved the issue of congestion at the seaport.
On getting approval for the project variation sum, the minister says processing in that regard have begun.
To say you go to FEC. The first place you have to go to is public procurement. They need to approve. When they approve, then you go to FEC.
The ongoing reconstruction work on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, road users say, contributes to the gridlock on the road. To reduce the impact on the motoring public, the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, Lagos State Command, has introduced a number of control measures to correct the situation. Paul Omukago has an update on the road.
This road is a gateway to different parts of the country. Its reconstruction has slowed down vehicular movement, particularly at peak periods. The Federal Road Safety Corps, in managing the situation, embarked on a series of sensitization campaigns. It also created speed limits to check overspeeding, especially close to the diversion approach at Magboro.
Each time we have incidents like a broken down vehicle or a crash, then for us, the time it will take us for us to remove that crash, you already see people coming with 4 lanes, 5 lanes, outward Lagos. And when they come here, it's only 2 lanes that you have up front. So that margin to those 2 lanes have always created a backlog. And at that point in time, the restless motorists among them, particularly these yellow buses and all other vehicles, they will start taking one way.
To the motoring public, the presence of FRSC officials has reduced reckless driving and accidents on the busy road.
It is better, but all those are passing. I always see the road safety here. But it's not their issue. It's because of experience, maybe driver issue to give chance to pass. They are the one causing the traffic. If not, there are no traffic.
The sector commander says management of traffic on the road and others will be sustained all through the Easter holiday and beyond. In Lagos, Paul Omukago, NTA News.
Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode has urged foreign investors to tap into the various investment opportunities in the state. The governor made the call during the opening of a $50 million foreign investment at the Lekki Free Trade Zone in Ibeju-Lekki. Nosa Osula reports.
The governor assured investors that the state government is committed to opening up the economy and creating a conducive environment for businesses to thrive in the state.
In the last 4 years, we've made significant improvements in attracting investment to this Lekki Free Trade Zone. In the last 1 year, you would have seen that the Lekki Free Port is under construction. In the last 12 months, this zone has attracted
25 manufacturing companies who are actually doing one thing or the other, constructing here.
Governor Ambode also pledged to maximize investment opportunities in the state for the benefits of residents.
Increasing the GDP, creating employment, increasing the taxes. And you can see also we've been here before. In another 12 months, you will see that the potential growth that we have laid the foundation will come to fruition.
The Commissioner for Commerce, Industry and Cooperatives, Olayinka Oladunjoye, said the state remains a viable gateway for honest and genuine businessmen and women to invest and make good return on their investments. In Lagos, Nusa Osula, NTA News.
And that's our contribution from Lagos. It's back to Abuja for more on Nationwide.
Many thanks, Dotun. 14 medical doctors have been arraigned before the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria Tribunal sitting in Abuja for alleged offences, including medical negligence and professional misconduct. Aisha Obali reports that 9 out of the 14 erring doctors who pleaded not guilty are from the medical centre in Asaba, Delta State.
This is the first time since 2015 this tribunal is sitting after the board was reinstated last year. Their first assignment is arraignment of 14 doctors with various charges. 9 out of the doctors from Asaba were charged for not promptly attending to one pregnant woman, Rita Uche Ogbegu, on 7th of March 2017, leading to her death, an action which contravenes the Code of Medical Ethics and punishable under Medical and Dental Practitioner Act of 2008 as amended. The doctors, after hearing the charges, pleaded not guilty to the offence. The lead prosecution counsel, Anasiru Adamu Aliyu, says the arraigned doctors were those the council received their complaint.
Well, these are doctors who are complained against that they had either grossly malhandled patients or incompetently handled patients or some other complaints by the victims or their relations. So they are under the Medical and Dental Practitioner Act. They are the body responsible for disciplining doctors where they are.
Counsel to the respondent, Bamidele Olowo Nubi, says he believes the tribunal will deliver a fair judgment.
Well, as a professional lawyer, we believe in the fairness of all courts and tribunals. And then, however it goes, if we do not feel, or if any party, let me put it that way, does not feel satisfied, of course, there is room to appeal, to higher levels of the judicial hierarchy. And then certainly we will be satisfied with the decision of the panel.
Also arraigned is a doctor alleged to have wrongfully amputated a baby's hand in the course of treatment. In Abuja, Aisha Obali, NTA News.
And still medical matters, the high rate of maternal, newborn and under 5 mortality and the insufficiency of the country's effort to reverse the trend has led to the declaration of a state of emergency on maternal and child mortality by the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency. Health correspondent Rabi Abdallah was at the presentation of the agency's strategic approach to rapidly reduce such mortality.
Available statistics indicate that Nigeria makes up only 2% of the world's population, but accounts for 14% of the global maternal death burden, which translates to 1 in 9 maternal deaths worldwide, just as 1 in every 8 Nigerian children dies before their 5th birthday, with the northwest part of the country worst hit. Worthy of note is that 70% of these deaths are preventable. Another major concern, as revealed by findings, is that the trend of maternal mortality rate in Nigeria has not improved in the last 3 decades, as the country's global ranking for countries with high maternal and child mortality rate dropped from 14th position to 17th over the period, in spite of previous efforts at reversing the trend. Hence, the new approach.
We need to break the culture of silence over these preventable deaths. Enough is enough. I hereby declare a state of public health concern on maternal, newborn, and child deaths occurring at the primary healthcare and community levels and a decision to establish a national coordination center within NPHCDA to provide oversight on RMN-CAH+N activities at the primary healthcare level.
The strategy, which aims at reducing maternal and child death by 50% by the year 2021, would, among other things, track such deaths, causes, and hold people accountable, had other key players expressing their support towards its success. In Abuja, Rabi Abdullah, NTA News.
And let's now join Obehi in Benin for more reports on Nationwide.
Thanks for joining us in Benin. Edo State government has presented 3 Hilux vehicles and 3 motorcycles to 3 local governments in the state for the monitoring of sanitation and hygiene in rural areas. It is under the WASH project of the European Union and UNICEF. Elizabeth Owotoma reports that the facilities were donated by UNICEF.
The acting governor, Philip Shaibu, who presented the keys to the benefiting local governments of Nwode, Oriowo, and Owa West, warned the chairman not to turn the vehicles to personal use, but for the purpose for which they are meant for. He thanked the donor agencies for their contribution and expressed government's determination to ensure proper sanitation in rural communities for the health benefit of the citizens.
These vehicles will serve as a monitoring to also monitor our programs, and the motorcycles too, to those interior areas where we need to also monitor. When we do not have clean water to drink, then the issue of health is lost. So that is why emphasis is always on potable clean water for our people, especially in the rural areas.
I want to assure you, sir, that we're going to put it into a proper goods use for our people.
The WASH project, under the supervision of the Ministry of Energy and Water Resources, had earlier given out similar vehicles to some local government councils in 2 previous batches. In Benin, Elizabeth Owotoma, NTA News.
Resolving boundary disputes without legal tussles is the task before the Ekiti State Boundary Commission, newly inaugurated by Governor Kayode Fayemi. Kola Adebobui reports.
Having identified the federal government's efforts at reducing the incessant boundary disputes, tension, and crisis that normally ensue between states, ethnic groups, and neighboring communities, the steps taken by the state government is to replicate the gesture at the state level with a view to ensuring that peace reigns among the border communities, while inaugurating the Joint Boundary Commission Committee and Boundary Technical Committee headed by the Deputy Governor. In Ado-Ekiti, Kola Adebobui, NTA News.
And that's it from Benin. It's back to Abuja for continuation of Nationwide.
Thanks, Obehi. The Ministry of Education says it is exploring every opportunity towards combating out-of-school children challenge and achieving adult literacy. Permanent Secretary of Education, Sonia Erichono, said this at a one-day workshop to strengthen UNESCO NGO's capacity in the delivery of literacy skills to combat out-of-school children syndrome and adult illiteracy in the FCT. He said out-of-school children, youth and adult literacy are 2 of the ministry's 10 pillars of strategic initiative in line with the Economic Recovery Growth Plan, and they are making efforts to deal with the menace.
In recognition of the crucial role that NGOs play in the non-formal education sector in the delivery of literacy skills to the disadvantaged, the vulnerable groups, those at the grassroots, including those in internally displaced camps, IDPs, that we see the need for regular training for effective delivery of your services and for sustainable global best practices.
Abdullahi Musa Suleja quoted the Permanent Secretary, emphasizing that non-formal education is begging for attention from policy makers, philanthropists, educationists, and non-governmental organizations. And moving on, a Central Representative Supervisory Committee to serve as a bridge between stakeholders, communities, groups, and hydrocarbon pollution and remediation project HYPE has been inaugurated to ensure the smooth cleanup exercise of the Ogoni land. Minister of Environment Suleiman Hassan Zama said the setting up of the committee is in line with United Nations Environment Programme recommendations for the cleanup of the Ogoni land. He, however, advised members of the committee to be proactive in their approach to forestall any crisis as a result of the cleanup exercise.
As grassroots people, it is my firm belief that your interface between the community and hybrid to handle issues and conflicts that may arise in relation to the cleanup project will in no small measure help build a peaceful and secure environment for the successful implementation of the cleanup of Ogoni land. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me remind you that we have lost time and we have a lot to accomplish in terms of the scope of work.
Therefore, we are comfortable, we are happy to know what have been going on. I want to assure you that in the land, henceforth, there will be peace.
Caleb is standing by in our Just Network Center to guide us through reports from that zone.
Thank you, Habiba, and welcome to JOS. In furtherance of its commitment towards enhanced standard of living of citizens, especially in the rural communities, the APC administration in Plateau State, through its various ministries, is providing basic social facilities for them. Abdul Wahab Abankanti has more on this.
We have no hospital. Our hospital has no medicines. We have lacked so many things.
These people are some members of the community who have cried out for the lack of basic social amenities for years. They had to grapple with the non-existence of these facilities. The people of Mulbudbo, Luguru, Shuwaka, and Garga communities are heaving a sigh of relief as earth have come their way with the renovation of their primary healthcare clinics, schools, provision of potable water, installation of solar streetlights, and scholarship for their children to various levels of education.
He is sponsoring more than 80 children in tertiary institutions. Not his own children, children of those that cannot make it.
In fact, we feel happy.
We are praying for Almighty Allah to help us and gather us under one umbrella.
The Plateau State Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Nayebu Garga, who oversees these communities, said it is a commitment they are ready to sustain.
I always call on my people to support government of the day. It is because of the support that is why there is a federal road that will pass through Garga from Gombe. We call on Mr. President to look at the contractors and beg them to make sure they complete this work on time.
More communities are looking forward to benefit from this gesture. In Jos, Abdul Hababankanti, NTA News.
Insecurity and conflicts are challenges that have continued to be major concerns to the government and people of Nigeria. Religious, ethnic, and community leaders in Plateau State, under the umbrella of the Dialogue, Reconciliation, and Peace Center, DREP, have therefore, in their latest meeting, called for sincerity of purpose from all key players to end the menace. The report. The DREP Center has over the years provided a platform where leaders from all spheres of life gather to discuss nothing but peace and peaceful coexistence. This latest meeting, chaired by Ustaz Sani Ibn Saleh, is by no means different, as speaker after the other re-echoed the call for closer collaboration among the people in order to fish out mischief makers within them. They, however, commended the role played by some peace-loving citizens in helping to douse a number of situations which could have escalated beyond mere disagreement. A team from the Center for Conflict Management and Peace Studies, University of Jos, unveiled a research on interreligious and intercultural pluralism in Plateau State, in which they underscored the role of religion and culture in building rather than destroying relationships. Catholic Archbishop of Abuja and Administrator Jos Archdiocese Ignatius Kegama summed up the discussions.
Possible. Now we should go back to our constituencies and make sure that the message is clear, the message is precise, and the message is loud enough.
And that's it from Jos, but we shall pause for a commercial break, and the Nationwide will continue.
A new edition of TV Guide is out with special focus on the role of the media in election coverage. Exclusive on the National Broadcasting Commission, its mandate as the sole regulator of Nigerian media. Dr. Toba Daba then and Ishak Modibo Kawu now. This edition also features the king of stand-up comedy in Nigeria, Ali Baba. NTA standard to be ready for election transmission after decades of abandonment. Find out from the DG transactional elections in our political space. An evil wind that blows no good. DG, National Orientation Agency, calls on TV Guide, your indispensable companion, x-rays the impact of social media on electioneering process as electorates present their expectations from incoming government. Meet some TV professionals behind the screen and other inspiring stories in sports, entertainment, and lots more. Grab a copy at the vendor near you or NTA stations nationwide. TV Guide, your indispensable companion.
You can follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook at NTA Network News, Instagram at NTA Network, Twitter at NTA News Now, YouTube at NTA News Online. Or visit www.nta.ng. For live streaming, visit www.nta.ng/live. Now, you can stay updated on the go, be it on your TV, iPhone, laptop, or iPad, or download the NTA mobile application from your Play Store or App Store. NTA, you can beat the rich.
Get the latest news and updates from across Nigeria on NTA Nationwide. NTA Nationwide, weekdays by 4 p.m. Get it first. Get it fresh.
Welcome back to Nationwide. Nigeria Army partners national parks on security challenges in Port Harcourt. Mina in our Port Harcourt studio will guide us through our next sets of reports.
Many thanks, Habiba. Good afternoon and welcome to Port Harcourt. As part of efforts to reduce infant mortality and morbidity, wife of Akwa Ibom State Governor Martha Udom Emmanuel has provided free medical care for over 300 mothers from the 31 local government areas of the state. Jenny Bassi reports.
The Matters Pregnant Care Outreach was created to assist expectant mothers cope with the demands of pregnancy and delivery. Wife of Akwa Ibom State Governor Martha Udom Emmanuel, while admonishing pregnant women to always pay attention when the need arises, noted that the well-being of every citizen remains an essential ingredient in the state development.
So over the past years, I have, through my platform, FERED, given renewed hope to our people by changing the face of healthcare delivery and social services in in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and what your governor is trying to do in the state.
Coordinator of FEREP, Mrs. Ime Yang Ephraim, appreciated Martha Udomi Manuel for the program, saying it is geared towards addressing the high rate of infant mortality and morbidity in the state. Resource persons, while educating expectant mothers on how to care for their pregnancy, advised them to refrain from patronizing traditional birth attendants, but should visit a proper medical facility for checkup. High point of the Martha's Pregnant Care Outreach was the presentation of delivery packs to all the over 300 expectants and medical checkup and screening. In Uyo, Jenny Bassi, NTA News.
The Nigerian Navy ship Pathfinder NNS Port Harcourt has formally handed over a vessel, MT Ariwolo, to the officials of EFCC for further investigation and possible prosecution over alleged economic sabotage and illegal bunkering. Kingsley Amajiri reports.
The NNS Pathfinder officials tracked down the vessel MT Ariwolo in a suspicious circumstance within the One waterways. The crew allegedly switched off the vessel's automatic identification system. Concern for maritime security, Commander Murtala Rogo said the command is handing over the vessel to the AFCC to conclude investigation into the matter in line with the harmonized standard operation procedure for security agencies in the country.
11th of April 2018 for suspicious gas bunkering activities around One Anchorage. That area is a known place for illegal activities. That's why the vessel was arrested.
The AFCC representative said the commission will ensure that justice is served in the matter. In Port Harcourt, Amajiri, NTA News.
National parks, which have vast landmass covering thousands of kilometers in recent times, have been exposed to security challenges such as poaching, cattle rustling, illegal logging, kidnapping, and insurgency. In view of these negative trends, the Nigerian Army is partnering the Nigerian through capacity development of park rangers to protect endangered species and enhance national security. Paul Abel reports.
The Department of Standards and Evaluation, Nigerian Army Headquarters, Abuja, are here at the Cross River National Park on a week-long titled Regimentation and Combating Security Challenges Associated with Protected Areas.
The team was enlightened about the Cross River National Park, one of the oldest tropical rainforests in Africa, with a landmass covering 4,000 square kilometers, spanning 4 local government areas, with Cameroon. Other special features of the park include the more than 2,500 species of plant and animal with endemic ones, as well as being designated as one of United Nations biodiversity hotspots in the world.
We want to further collaborate to see that there's security in the land.
We intend to follow up so that this last of the remaining tropical rainforest in Nigeria will continue to exist. It is very, very good for us to have the Army come and step in to help us.
The officers and men also went on a walk into the forest via the Erekut tourist camp, visited other tourist attractions including the Drill Ranch, Home of Monkeys, Core Falls, and Leisure Resort, Marina Resorts, and paid a courtesy visit to the Cross River State Governor as well as homage to the paramount ruler of Akankpa local government area. From the Port Falls here in Cross River State, I am Paul Abel, NTA News.
That's a bit from Port Harcourt. It's back to you, Habiba, for the rest of Nationwide.
Many thanks, Mina. The Executive Secretary, Nigerian Christian Pilgrims Commission, Reverend Tor Uja, is wooing Nigerians and foreigners alike to invest in the country to facilitate national growth. This was at the formal opening of bids for ground handlers and air carriers for the 2019 pilgrimage. Lydia Odiche was there.
This was the essence of the gathering.
The bids were opened in the presence of bidders, observers, and any other interested party in the pilgrimage exercise for 2019. Reverend Abuja emphasized the importance of fairness in all dealings among Nigerians and Nigeria's partners.
I would like all the service providers to provide consciously excellent services to our pilgrims. They deserve it. It shouldn't be that you just do anything the way you like, and at the end you believe there's nothing anybody can do. But in a greater sense, there's something God can do.
Observers and bidders involved, 7 ground handlers and 3 air carriers, expressed satisfaction with the exercise and pledged improved service delivery for a successful 2019 pilgrimage.
We have seen that before the boxes were not tampered with.
It's quite commendable, and I will commend you for this exercise. Hope 2019 is going to be a better year than 2018.
We will do it with excellence all the way through, and we never compromise on our services.
The Executive Secretary also announced the commencement of the building of a 1,000-seating capacity pilgrim camp in Abuja. Lydia Odije-Ochi, NTA News.
Issues relating to the environment, climate change impact on sustainable tourism development, global ethics on tourism and the new media, digital tourism, top discussion at the 2019 Tourism Journalism Communication Training in Abuja. Oyenaya Kaluoka reports.
In the journalism world, bad news is regarded as good news, but that is not the case in tourism reporting. In tourism reporting, the focus is positivity, promoting and showcasing the tourism potential in every sector of the economy.
And that is the mistake we keep making in this country, to think that anybody can be a tourism reporter. No, you cannot.
The training, organized by the National Institute for Hospitality and Tourism, in collaboration with other tourism sector, is aimed at equipping tourism reporters on the required knowledge, global ethics of tourism, and the new media and digital tourism system.
Nigeria is a tourism destination. There is no doubt about that. But the way and manner these endowments are reported to the outside world, apart from our national consumption, is of critical importance.
If you don't talk well about yourself, nobody will. He kept hammering on the fact that we need to change the conversation.
There's no gainsaying that tourism plays a very major role in the development of nations.
Tourism reporters maintain that there is a need for government and the private sector to recognize the importance of carrying them along in order for the country's image to be projected positively.
Tourism journalists and writers, they go a long way in building this promotional campaign through their positive reportage.
And so when we start creating awareness, we have to really raise the bar for people to know that we are there. It's from every.
With the theme, Building a Sustainable Destination Through Tourism Reportage, the 4-day event had participants from different parts of the country. Oyenaya Kaluoka, NTA News.
And from the sport decks, action continues in 2019 Tombin Tennis Tour in Abuja as organizers flag off registration for 2nd National Anti-Corruption Marathon. Kenna Emaboduke tells us more on Sports Updates.
Hostilities continue at the week-long 2019 Tombin World Tennis Tour in Abuja, with some players progressing after winning their fixtures on day 2, Tuesday. Meanwhile, umpires now wear a new look following the unveiling of their new official uniforms by the Nigerian Tennis Umpires Association in Abuja over the weekend.
So every official in Nigeria subsequently will start wearing this uniform. So we are going to give all officials, all financial officials will get the t-shirt.
Over 200 athletes are set to compete across 40 events in the maiden Southeast Para Athletics Championships built for the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium, Enugu, April 10.